Hey everyone, it's the Asset Stacker. Today is Friday, May the 28th, I believe. Today is the first day of the Gadsden coin show, so that's where we're getting ready to head. As you know, I'm looking for the 1/10 ounce. I just need one more of the 1/10 ounce Eagles, and I'll have all that I need to fill my tube. And I need two more. So far, I need two more of the Maples in order to fill that. Britannias, I still need 7 of those. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be targeting when I go to the show. I'm going to be looking for the 1 American Eagle and 2 of the Maple Leafs. So let's run up to the computer and let's find out what our target price will be that I'm going to try to buy these at today. All right, so checking the lowest spot price before I leave the house to go to the coin show. And the lowest American Eagle for the 1/10 ounce I can find is $343.20. And then the 1/10 Maple is $329.52. And the cheapest Britannia is going to be $336.75. Most of those are going to be with bullion exchange. So we're going to go to the coin show, and my goal is to try to find the 1/10 ounce somewhere in the price range of $310 is what I'm going to shoot for. So let's see if we can do that. All right, so I've made it to the venue in Gadsden, Alabama. This is where the coin show is being held. So let's go inside and let's see what we can find. All right, everyone, so I made it back, and this is what I picked up. But before I do, I did get a copy of a advertisement they had. Obviously, today was the first day. This is March the 28th, Friday. The show that's going on this weekend is this is their spring show. It's today and tomorrow. And then they've got a summer show, a fall, and a winter. So this is the Gadsden Rainbow City Coin Club. Actually wanted to let you know that I did join this coin club this week. I went to an auction that they have. They have weekly auctions, and I was told by a local coin shop that I needed to go take a look at this auction. So I did, and after going to the auction, I decided to join the club. So I'm now a member of this club. They put on these coin shows 4 times a year. Like I said, a spring, summer, fall, and a winter show. This is the largest coin club in Alabama, and I do believe that this is the largest coin show as far as the number of vendors. But they hold it at the venue at Coosa Landing, so the address to the property is right there. So if you get a chance to run out there tomorrow, if you see this video, I highly recommend you go take a look, because we did pick up some deals. And of course, they know me now. They know that I have a YouTube channel. I walk in, and the lady that was at the coin club earlier this week recognized me and hollered out my name, Taz. I told her that's what my channel went by. And so the lady beside her wrote down Taz on the name tag, but she spelled it with a Z instead of an S, but it's okay. I didn't say anything, but that's it. So here's what we got. So you know that my goal is to get the 1/10 ounce full, and that should be an AGE, not an ASE. I realize that. But the American Eagles, I needed a total of 7 to complete my tube. I needed to do that this year. I have already purchased 6 of those 7. So my goal was to try to go and fill, if at all possible, I wanted to fill my tube of Eagles and Maples. I needed 2 more Maples because I needed 8. And I just needed 1 more American Eagle. But as I showed you earlier in the clip from earlier, my goal was to try to get $20 under the cheapest I could find online. So roughly the Maple was going to be $329, so $330. and my goal was the 310. So I started going around some tables, and I started asking for the 1/10 ounce. A lot of them had eagles. They were asking, most of the tables were asking around the 320 range to 330, and some of the tables were even asking up to $400. So I did go to one of the tables that was 400, and we were sitting there talking. I met this gentleman that was over that one, and he's a really cool guy. He was like, well, what are you trying to, how much are you looking to try to get them for? And I said, well, I'll be honest with you. I said, I'm shooting, my target today is to pick these up at $310 a piece. And he's like, you're not going to find that. Because, even by the time I got there, you guys, to the show, gold had gone up a little bit. So it was currently at that particular point in time, you're looking at $3,070 something. So to buy it at a 1/10 ounce at $310, you're looking at it was like $2.50 to $3 premium for the coin, which is extremely low. So I did tell him, I said, well, I did find some over here that was $320. And he was like, I said, but I'm still targeting $310. So I said, I may go back over there if I can't get it. And he's like, where did you find that at? Of course, we kind of laughed a little bit, and I was like, I can't tell you that because, I don't want you to go buy them before I get them. And so he was like, well, I tell you what, he said, if you can find them at that price, he said, I would buy them too. So I continued on to my hunt, and I told him, I said, look, all I need is one American Eagle. I said, if I find them and they have more than what I need, I'll be more than happy to buy them and sell them to you for what I get them for. So, and he was willing to go buy the guy that was going to sell them for $320. He wanted to know which table it was because he was interested in going over there and buying what he had. That being said, I'd only been through a third of the show, maybe half at that point. So I started on my way, going around to look at some more. And long story short, I did find somebody that had an eagle, and they were willing to sell it for the $310. And actually, that was their asking price. I didn't even have to try to negotiate the prices at all. It looks like it's the first time I looked at it, but it looks like it is a 2016. So there's that. And yeah, so I purchased the one. He actually had 3. So by this time, it'd been a few minutes, and I went back over to the guy that I originally said, if I find someone who's willing to take, what I'm wanting to buy, that I would let him know if they had extra. So I went back to that other guy's table, and his name is Jeff, and I won't say nothing else about it. But I did ask him, I said, do you want me to pick these up for you? And he's like, well, what'd you do? What, did you get them for $320? I said, no, I got them for $310. And I said, he's got 2 more over there. If you want them, I'll sell them to you I'll go get them and pick them up, and you can just reimburse me. He's like, yeah. He said, run over there and grab them for me. So I did. I went and I purchased the other 2, went back to his table. Didn't want to make any money off of him. It was more of me just trying to develop some relationships. He knows that I'm not there to rip anybody off, and he was very appreciative. I helped him find some deals, and he picked up the other 2 for $310. So after that, of course, I went back, and he reimbursed me the money. I gave him the 2 that he wanted, and I went back on my way, and I started looking for my 2 maples. And for some reason, I could not find maples at the show today. Now, you could go to the show in just a minute or right behind me, and there were still people putting stuff out. So, and then the inventory they sell today, they're probably going to, some of these guys are going to stock that back up. So tomorrow's inventory may have some maples in it. But I didn't, there was one table I think had some maples, and they were asking too much, more than I was willing to pay. And I didn't even ask them, try to negotiate that price. But I did go through the rest of the show, and I did try to find a maple, and I couldn't. So that being said, I thought I wanted to continue to buy something. I didn't really just want to come home with just the 1/10 ounce, even though that did complete my ASEs on the 1/10 ounce. I didn't want to just stop there. So I started back around, and I looked up while I was there. After I couldn't find the maples, I looked up to see what the cheapest online price I could find for a 1/4 ounce. And the cheapest that I could find was $825 and some change. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, my goal for a 1/10 ounce is $20 less per coin than what I could find online. So I was just going to try to shoot for $40 per 1/4. I went to a table that had 2 of the American Eagle 1/4 ounces, and they were asking $800 a piece. But that was 25 off, but it wasn't the 40 off that I was looking for. So I thought I would offer $780, and I figure hopefully go up to around $785. I offered the $780. If he negotiated up from there and I could get him to the $785, that would be my $40 per coin off. He accepted my offer at $780. So I did pick up my very first 1/4 ounce American Eagle, my first 1/4 ounce gold, period. So I get to start working on that tube, and this one looks like it is a $19.99. So anyway, I picked that up and was extremely happy to get it at that price, which was, again, a little bit over melt at the time, but not much. So I got a good deal on both of these today. There was a gentleman that's in the coin club that was walking around. I had already been talking to him earlier, and I told him that I picked this up, and he was like, "Really?" He's like, and I said, "Yeah, they got another one." I said, "If you want, I'll go grab it, and you can have it if you want it." So he's like, "Yeah." He's like, so he just counted me out $780. I took his money, went back to the table where I picked this one up, and said, "Hey, I'd like to grab that other one." So I picked that one up for him for $780, and he was happy, I was happy, everybody's happy. So that being said, that was my gold purchases at the coin show. From there, I did have a little bit left over, and you guys know that I'm working on trying to fill a little guardhouse box of holiday-themed vintage bars. I did pick up this Easter 1973 Easter bar. I believe this is a Madison Mint bar. In fact, the little package said that it was a Madison Mint, and I think that's probably correct. I don't know how many different varieties there are of this bar, and it doesn't have any serial numbers on the side, which World Money Wins taught me to always. Now I kind of look for that, because I didn't realize that some are numbered on the side, depending on who minted it and all that. But yeah, there's that. So I picked that up, and that will go into the vintage bars. And then I picked up for my friend Southeast Stacker, and I, of course, you guys know, he and I have been to a couple of different shows over the last year, and there's he likes to collect kookaburra, and I don't, but there was one date in particular that he had really been trying to get, and he had a hard time finding it. And so I guess I should say this particular Easter bar is, you guys will remember, Dickie has actually been on my show. I've interviewed him at a coin show a couple of times. He's been in a couple of my videos. This was at his table. So he's also the one that had the kookaburra. So I'm going to cover up this price because I did not pay this for this. But the price that's on here is not what I paid. But while I was sitting there, I called Southeast Stacker, and I asked him, I said, what year was it that I could not remember what year it was that he and I was looking for that he needed for his collection. And so I'm going to try to peel this price tag off of it, because I don't want people to be confused into that. So there we go. So Dickie had several different kooks, different dates and all that. So I thought there was probably a good chance that I could find the one he was looking for. And sure enough, he had, I think, 3 of them. And so I went ahead and I picked this one up. And I'm going to be getting this one over to you, Southeast. This is for you, buddy. Seems like it was in good shape. I have not looked at the back. I even opened it up. This is the first I've seen of it. So anyway, I believe this was the one. I called him and he said, yeah, he said he was looking for the 2021. And so this is just going to be a little gift for you, man. You don't owe me anything for that. I'm going to send that over to you. And then, last but not least, you guys, as you know, another project I'm working on is, I love Constitutional, and this is my 90% bag. And I did not pick this up at the show, but while I was at the show, I had somebody that I'd been talking to earlier from an ad that I have on Craigslist that they wanted to sell some silver. They didn't have a lot, but it is some mercury dimes, and I did pick these up while I was in the area. I didn't pick these up at the show, but in the Gadsden, Rainbow City area. I met this guy, and he did have these 30 of the mercury dimes, 30 different mercury dimes. So I did pick these up, paid $2 a piece on them, which is 20 times face, which is a really good deal, especially with the price of silver and stuff right now. So anyway, I get to add that to the bag. So yeah, these are my pickups for today. So I get to add this to the stack. Well, with the exception of this, that's not mine. But I do get to add this to my stack for 2025. So slowly but surely, we're adding to it. Like I said, I've had some health issues and a lot going on so far. 2025 has been kind of chaotic, and just haven't really been able to focus a whole lot on stacking. But every now and then I do get the opportunity to do some stacking, and that's what I've got today. So if you guys get a chance, like I said, if you can make it out to the coin show today or tomorrow, the Gadsden Rainbow City Coin Club is doing their quarterly coin show. So it is the March 28th and the 29th. And again, that's the address. It's at the venue. If you're anywhere close to it, I do recommend that you go. It's a good coin show. I do appreciate you watching. And again, remember, you build your wealth one asset at a time. So keep stacking.